You're living in 2026. You have an AI that writes emails for you. Smart homes that know exactly what water temperature you like. But there is one thing technology still hasn't beaten: time. Did you know that an average person spends about 1 hour a day shopping for groceries and cooking? Sounds like nothing, but when you add it all up, that's 15 full days a year. 15 days standing at the stove or waiting in line at the checkout. And that exact feeling that your time is being stolen is what built a $150 billion ready-meal industry. Factor is the main player here. They don't just deliver food trays, they give you those 15 days back. But before we open that box, I need to make one important disclaimer. Everything you hear in this video is my personal opinion, based on open data, reviews, and real experience. The internet is full of videos where Factor is either called a miracle or the worst food on the planet. I don't want to be another blogger who farms clicks on hate or blindly does paid promotion. My goal is objectivity. I'll honestly highlight what makes this company a leader and just as honestly break down the downsides. We are simply trying to understand, how does this comfort machine actually works? Ads show us a perfect picture: a juicy steak, fresh greens, and a fit professional who spends exactly 2 minutes on lunch. Really? Imagine a perfect Monday. Your fridge is not full of leftover pizza or rotten spinach you bought during a new life moment. Instead, there are clean rows of stylish black trays. Each one says keto, protein plus, chef's choice. Grab one, put it in the microwave for 120 seconds, and boom! Someone with lemon butter and asparagus. At that moment, you're not just full, you feel like a winner. You're that productive hero from the ads, the one who has everything under control. For $13 to $15 per meal, you're not just buying calories. You're buying the status of someone too busy for cooking, but too conscious for fast food. That's the illusion of the perfect diet. Factor plays perfectly on our desire to be the best version of ourselves. They offer 35 new meals every week, creating a feeling of endless choice and control. Today you're a keto biohacker, tomorrow you're a fitness guru. It's a real dopamine ride. Choosing meals in the app often feels almost as good as eating them. In a world where 80% of our daily decisions are just background noise, Factor takes away the hardest one. What should I eat so I don't feel bad about myself? It feels like a perfect solution for modern capitalism. Convenient? Yes. Looks healthy? Absolutely. But if everything is so great, why is the internet full of polarized opinions? On one side, people saying it saved their life. On the other, people calling it an overpriced cafeteria in plastic. When I stopped looking at these boxes as a hungry customer and started looking as a researcher, I noticed something strange. There is one detail in this business model that doesn't fit the picture of a home-style food from a chef. How do you scale freshness to millions of portions, ship them across states, and not turn into a canned food factory? That's where the illusion starts to crack. Because to make this machine work and stay profitable, the company had to make compromises you'll never read about on the glossy packaging. To understand how Factor took over our kitchens, we need to rewind 10 years. Remember the first wave of meal delivery services? Back then everyone went crazy over meal kits. You'd get a box with raw vegetables, meat, and a recipe. The idea sounded genius. You're a chef but without grocery store lines. Reality hit fast. People came home after 8 hours at the office, looked at the bag of raw broccoli, and realized that even 30 minutes at a stove was too much. It was a system bug. These services promised convenience, but still required effort. And that's where Factor entered the scene. In 2013, they made a bet that seemed crazy at the time. They removed the word cooking completely. No chopping, no frying, just a tray and a microwave. Back then, ready-made food was associated with cheap frozen meals that taste like wet cardboard. Factor flipped the game. They didn't sell food, they sold a premium lifestyle. They were the first to say it out loud: we handle everything, from counting every calorie to dirty dishes. Perfect marketing for the productivity era, right? If you're not cooking, you are not lazy, you're optimizing resources. The company grew at a scary pace. You've seen them everywhere. Fitness influencers, business podcasts, tech YouTubers. In 2020, HelloFresh bought Factor for almost $300 million. That was the official coronation. The era of home cooking started giving way to the era of industrial reheating. But here's the real question. How do you cook hundreds of thousands of fresh meals every week, ship them across the country and still keep that restaurant taste? Ads scream about. You can't cheat biology forever. While I was researching how the ready meal industry is changing our habits, I realized one thing. The world is a huge game and most of us don't know the rules. That's exactly why I created my newsletter, The World is a Game. It's your survival manual inside the system. Right after subscribing, you'll get the Modern Scam Dictionary. Breakdown of 50 psychological triggers corporations use to control your attention and money. You'll also find my personal roadmap from employee to founder and the focus system I use to manage teams and high-ticket projects. Every week I share behind-the-scenes insights from making these videos and analysis that are too risky or too deep for YouTube. Stop being a victim of the system. Start building your own. Link in the description. Grab it for free. Now let's get back. When you open that plastic tray, you're hit with a smell that doesn't match your idea of boxed food at all. And that's the first big secret. For a meal to survive a week in the fridge, not turn into a dry rubber after the microwave, it's not created by chefs, it's created by engineers. In the industry, this is called flavor engineering. To keep moisture and texture, sauces and meats are loaded with extra sodium and fats. One factor meal can contain up to 1000 milligrams of salt, almost half of the recommended daily limit. This is not poisoning, it's physics. Salt and fat are the only way to make industrial food feel restaurant fresh. We buy these trays for health, but in reality we get a product where every gram is calculated to hit your taste receptors as hard as possible. Now look at the price. You pay around $15 per meal. How much of that is actual food? In ready meal businesses, ingredient cost is just the tip of the iceberg. A huge part of your money goes straight to the trash. Massive thermal boxes, kilograms of gel ice, and insanely complex logistics that keep your chicken from spoiling on the way from another state. Factor is not really about fine dining. It's about logistics winning. You pay a massive premium so someone else solves your empty fridge problem. For a busy person, this can be the best deal ever. You trade $10 extra for 1 free hour of your life. It's important to understand. You're not just buying food, you're renting infrastructure that supports your comfort. Once you realize that, one question appears. How long can we afford this rent? Things get really interesting when this comfort rent turns into a habit. Have you noticed how easy it is to subscribe and how painfully hard it is to cancel? That's not a UI bug. That's the foundation of the entire business model. In the industry, this is called negative friction. Factor, like any subscription giant, knows one thing. Our brain hates complex decisions. Once your card is connected, your food starts arriving by itself. You enter a psychological loop. Even if you don't love the menu of this week, you are more likely to do nothing than dig into settings 48 hours before billing. That's laziness tax we willingly pay. We get so addicted to convenience that the line between I want to eat this and they said it so I should eat it slowly disappears. We turn from conscious people into passive subscribers to our own lives. And if we zoom out, Factor is just a symptom of something bigger. Food became a digital service, a utility, like iCloud or Netflix. We delegated a fundamental part of our existence to a giant corporation. Cooking used to be a ritual, way to slow down and feel control over your day. Now it's just a calendar slot that needs to be closed as fast as possible. The irony here, by saving time on cooking, we often spend it working to earn money for the subscription that saves us time to work. That closed loop is the system failure. We are building a world where comfort costs so much that we barely have resources left to stop and actually feel what we consume. So is Factor a scam or a salvation? Honestly, neither. It's just a mirror of the world we built ourselves. For a single parent working 2 jobs, or an athlete who counts every gram of protein, those black trays are a real lifesaver. They bring stability where there is chaos. It's an honest deal. You pay extra money and accept industrial composition just to breathe out. There is no villain here, just pure pragmatism of 2026. But we need to understand, choosing this path means signing up for more than weekly food delivery. We agree to a life where even basic things like taste and smell of home dinner become optimized business processes. The real price of discomfort is not the numbers in your banking app. It's the silence that settles in your kitchen. Silence without the smell of fried onions, without the sound of a knife on a board, without those little imperfections that make your food alive. Chasing efficiency, we quietly cut out a ritual that connected people for thousands of years. We bought ourselves 15 extra days a year, but what do we spend them on? Another hour of work, endless scrolling? Next time you stand in front of the microwave, watching your salmon spin behind transparent plastic, ask yourself just one question. What are you really doing with the time you just bought? Was it worth what you gave away?